This is Eric with Black Swan Odysseys coming at you on another ride here in the Northwest. What it looks like here is fog. This is not fog, this is smog. This is smoke from local forest fires that we've got around here, burning in here in the state of Washington and Oregon. Tonight, I checked the air quality index. A normal index for this time of the year is 17.17. This morning I got up and it was 475. Oh man, that smoke is actually stinging the old eyes a little bit. The thing is that we've got 3 major fires in Oregon behind me now.
This is a dual ride over the same route. One riding during the Big Hollow Fire, and the second riding back over the same route a year later. The route follows the Washougal River up into the mountains of Clark and Skamania counties in Washington state. This fire here that I'm riding through, the Big Hollow Fire, started September 8th on a Tuesday at approximately 4:30 in the morning. It was contained also on a Tuesday, October 20th. It was small in comparison. Still, it burned almost 25,000 acres. For the most part, the Big Hollow Fire was not extinguished by firefighter efforts, rather by Mother Nature's fall weather, rain and snow. The exact pinpoint of where the fire started is not exactly known, but the fire originated 15 miles northwest of Carson, Washington, and about 7 miles southeast of Cougar, Washington. This is in the Gifford-Pinochet National Forest.
So if I took a right here on Canyon Creek, right next to the Mercantile, that would take me back to Highway 14. So this area is not even in level 1 or 2. I mean, it's still in the green. It's just outside the outskirts of the fire. Hello, dear. Which way are you gonna go? He's just gonna stand there and stare at me, it looks like. You gonna go? There you go. You see somebody's trampoline there? I wonder where that came from. Probably over here. That's from that windstorm. Here's the fish hatchery. Fish hatchery. There's an old Dodge.
Since 1902, Washington State has experienced 33 wildfires, each burning over 1,000 acres each. 2012 held the record of the most wildfires for the state. There was 15 separate fires, and it consumed a combined total of 298,182 acres. The most devastating wildfire, though, was the Occult Burn in 1902, which racked up more than 65 persons killed and consumed almost 238,900 acres. And it was spread across 3 counties of Washington State: Clark, Skamania, and Cowlitz.
Change our settings. So now this has become Forest Service Road 2000. That's a big load of timber down there. Think of the water it took to move that. It's fun to ride up here in the winter time. Clear water.
Probably the most predominant ignition point of a forest fire is lightning strikes. In 2021, statistics were given by the National Forest Service over fires and who had the most. California was ranked number 1 in the nation for the number of wildfires and area burned. It had a staggering 9,260 separate fires and a combined total of over 2 million acres consumed. That same year, Oregon took 6th place with 2,002 fires and a consumed acreage burned of 828,000. Washington was 9th with 1,063 fires and over 674,000 acres consumed.
Probably a good place for a snake to hang out. If you saw it back there, there's a snake lying there. Little gardener. It'd be really cool if they marked these roads.
Arson gets a lot of notoriety when it comes to forest fires, but actually they don't produce a massive amount of fire ignitions. According to the National Park Service, nearly 85% of wildland fires in the United States are caused by humans. But those human-caused fires are usually a result of carelessness, such as campfires left unattended. In this group is also intentional acts of arson.
They got a little logging operation still going on over there.
Although in 2021, the Department of Forestry and Fire Protection for California reported 140 arrests by law enforcement, 20 more than the previous year and almost double from 2019.
Wow, that is smoggy. Look at the hill over there. So this is kind of interesting to see what it looks like now. Barely see the ridge, the next neighboring ridge.
According to the U.S. Forest Service, the percentage of arson-caused fires is dependent on where you are in the United States. For instance, the eastern U.S., arson is the second leading cause of forest fires. In Florida, arson composes 1/4 of all fire starts. But that also includes urban as well as country settings. Arson is the leading cause of wildfires in several heavily populated states, including California and Florida. Furthermore, most arsons are concentrated in urban areas. Interestingly, though, long-term studies of intentionally set fires, arsons, are non-existent. It's fairly easy to determine nature versus human-caused fires. And like we said before, over 84% of all wildfires are human-caused.
I think my can sprung a leak. What do you think? Yep.
Naturally caused fire ignitions are mostly lightning strikes, but there are a few fires started by lava flows and even a couple reported by meteor strikes. But separating the number of arson-caused wildfires is not easily identified. This is due to much of the evidence burned up in the initial forest fire or evidence that was trampled and destroyed by the firefighters while they're battling the fire. According to the Tri-Data State Corporation, 1997, over 500,000 fires were set by arsonists each year in the United States, resulting in over $3 billion in damages. This entire mountain region is honeycombed with open logging roads. If you're not familiar with the area, make sure you have a good navigational system, including a GPS device that is made for off-road riding. it's very easy to get mixed up the difference between the main road and side spur roads, and you only know that you're on a spur road miles later when you come to a dead end. During an average forest fire, the ground temperatures can reach over 1400 degrees Fahrenheit. Under extreme fire conditions, the temperatures can be exceeding of 2192 degrees Fahrenheit. This intense heat causes two devastating effects to the forest: the scorching of the topsoil and the weakening of the tree roots. For those trees that managed to survive the fire. After a fire, the soil becomes what's called hydrophobic, and in a sense what it does, it just prevents the soil from collecting moisture. This means that runoff and debris flows the following winter create devastating floods and landslides. The burning of tree roots causes the trees to become unstable, so those trees that managed to survive the forest fire are now unstable to wind gusts. The winter following the occult burn, Clark County experienced another record, the largest and the most landslides in the area. This destroyed acres of farmland and buildings. And to this day, you can still see the effects of the landslide. As you can see, I didn't double back, but chose to take another route, riding due south down to the Columbia River. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And we'll see you on the next ride.